Good morning, everyone. Another Tuesday has come around. I don't know where the time goes. It goes so fast anymore. The old adage that time flies, or as you age, time goes by faster and faster is so true. Seems like I just did the video yesterday. So anyway, my name is Sherry Minnie. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator living in the small rural town of Keensburg, Colorado. We're about 45 minutes northeast of Denver. And today's card, we're using a bundle from the new annual catalog that went live in June. I actually used it last week and we did the skateboard image. Today we're using the bicycle. And so it's just a quick and simple card. The most time consuming is the die cutting, and it really isn't even that bad. So it goes together very quickly. What the supplies we're using today is this bundle from the new catalog. It's called Fun on Wheels, and last week we used this one. Today we're using the die and the stamped image here, and then we're using this saying, "At every turn of life may you find adventure." We're going to be using several dies. We'll be using the bicycle, the inner part, and we'll be using the bicycle frame, and we will be using the wheels. And that's what we're using today. Also be using the Go-To Greetings stamp set. I made this card into a happy birthday card, so we're using this larger one that's very pretty with the font. Only one ink color today, the Berry Burst. This is one of the new, well, actually it was a color that we have had several years ago, and they brought it back and is now part of their main core color groups. And just whatever embellishments. These are some retired ones that I happen to have and I'm using up, so I'm going to be using the green ones, I believe. In your packet, you will have, as always, your envelope. We'll have a lemon lime twist card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You'll have a small square of basic white for your stamping, a piece of designer series paper for your envelope flap. You'll have a small piece of glimmer papers, or it might even just be cardstock. These are retired, but I'm using the black, and I think this one was called Rainbow Glimmer Paper. You will have a piece of designer series paper. This is 3 3/4 by 5, and I think this is called Masterfully Made. Sorry, don't remember, and I did not write it down. You'll also have a piece of Berry Burst. This is 4 by 5 1/4. You'll have a small piece of designer series paper that we'll be using on the to decorate the inside, and you'll have a piece of basic white that's going to be for the inside. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to show you the cutting out, and we're going to glue that down, because whenever you're gluing something on glimmer paper, it does take a little bit longer for it to set up. So I think we'll do that first and get that going. So what's going to happen is you're going to have a piece of black. You're going to cut out the regular bike frame. You're going to have a piece of multicolored glimmer paper, and you're going to cut out the intricate part of the bicycle. And then I should have brought over another small piece. You'll have a smaller piece to cut out your 2 wheels, and I did not bring that over with me, but through the wonderful magic of video, here we have our bicycle frame. We have our bicycle solid piece, and we have 2 wheels. And I see that on the intricate part of my bicycle, some of my little pieces didn't pop out, so we'll do that real quick. You can leave them in too if you don't like to. I just like the black showing through. I think it's kind of cool. And I could have put sticky sheet on the back of this, but frankly, I totally spaced it out. So we're just going to glue it on here. So I have my handy dandy little miniature glue bottle. This has just got glue in it that I take from my green cap glue and put in here. And I like it because it's small, and if we're doing something this tiny, we need small little pieces. So I'm gonna hopefully get this to come out. And just kind of put some all around. Doesn't have to be solid, but oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I forgot something very important. These wheels have to go behind the bicycle detailed frame. So I should have done that first, and I'm sorry. We're going to have to, we can still do it. It might be a little messy, but we can still do it. So all you do, I just kind of took the little tiny circle on the frame here, and I put it on here. Tried to get it in the center. Pushed it down. Would have been easier if I had done this first, but no, I did not. And we'll do the same thing with this one. Put a little bit right here in the center, and I may have already done that, but I'm gonna put a little bit more because it looks like I kind of messed some of it up. And we will put this in the center. I can get my fingers to work. There we go. And get that down. And now we will continue with where I was starting, with putting a little bit on each, on several places of the frame. Just little dabs so it doesn't ooze out. Okay, and we'll put our frame up here. And we will try to get it centered as best we can. Let me see, do I have a tweezer in here? I did have, but apparently do no longer have over here. Like I say, this is the fiddliest part of the whole card. But there we go. Now I'm just going to move this over to the edge here so it can actually be drying while we're working on the rest of our card. Oh my goodness. I need to run over next door and grab one more quick thing. I'll be right back. Okay. I forgot to bring over this set of framelits. We're also going to be using this set of dies. We're going to cut out our sentiment, and we're going to be using this small kind of rounded rectangle one. And so first of all, we will get our stamping done. So on the small square of basic white, we're just going to stamp this. Like so. And then we will take this die right here, and we will put it around here, and we will run that through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And again, through the magic of video, there we have our sentiment. For the inside piece, we are doing this happy birthday. It's quite large, but I love the font on it. And so we're going to be stamping that. I'm going to turn this over. Looks like I got something, some little dots on the other side. The beauty of having both sides of the paper to use. And we will just center this, and it does pretty much fill up the whole sheet, but it's okay. I like it that way. There we go with that. And then the only other stamping we need to do is we're going to take the bicycle image and we're going to stamp it on the front of our envelope. Kind of like so. All right, we'll finish up the inside piece by taking our little strip of Designer Series paper. I don't want to give this Berry Burst ink a little time to dry because it's a pretty intense color. So we're going to put that. And we're going to take that. Take our scissors and just trim it off. Our stamping is done. Inside is decorated. We can actually put that in. Hopefully I won't smear it. And I made this a little bit smaller so there is a bigger, oh no, I'm sorry, I did not. This one is the 4 by 5 1/4. So there's the inside. Now for the front, we'll take our 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Berry Burst. I'm going to use this side, so we will just take some, I'm going to use liquid glue. I could have done the regular Stampin' Seal, but I don't know. I'm just with the liquid glue when I'm trying to get borders around things, most things. Because I always get them off center. Just like this one is. Come on, come over. Oh man, that is set up fast. Okay, there we go. We'll go back to this. Put it on the front. Okay, now we will take our little greeting and we're actually going to pop it up on dimensionals. It was nice to have a nice sunny day. We've actually had 2 days without rain, and it's giving my husband an opportunity to get some of his crops down, which his hay is so late this year. Usually by now it's all done, stacked, baled, stacked, and people are coming to buy. So he's been getting numerous phone calls every day. Do you have any hay? We need hay. But nobody's been able to put it down because of the rain. Okay. And we're going to kind of place this up here in the corner. And the only other thing we have left to do is to do our little bicycle. And we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of this, and we're going to cut up some little pieces to put on. To put on the other, the little small pieces. So we'll put one right in the middle of the wheels, a big one. We'll use a small one in the places that we can. And then I want to put a little bit right here to support this. So I'm just going to take one of the side pieces here, and I'm just going to cut the tiniest little sliver. Pick that up and just lay it right here across the crossbar of the bike. Oh, and I think I'll do one more small one on the seat, just so that all of this is supported. When you put it in the envelope, you won't be pulling it off. And then one across the seat here. Okay, that's that. Take the backings off. I have a friend at church, and I think, as I mentioned last week, I try to have a card ministry at my church where I send out cards to everybody on their birthday and their anniversary date. And this particular person, she and her husband are avid bike riders, and so this was a perfect stamp set for her. So there we go. Now we're just going to put a few embellishments on, and I think I'll try these green ones. Not the exact color, but I think they'll work okay. And we'll do a couple up here. Let's see. Yeah, I guess we will. Kind of like so. And then I'll put one down here. All right. So there we go. Oh, well, one more quick thing. We'll do the flap routine. Get that on there, cut off, and we'll be ready to go. Whoa. Hope you all had there was a celebration for Father's Day for those of you that have husbands who are dads or whatever. We were able to go out to lunch with one of our sons and several people from church, so that was we went to a nice little restaurant and actually got to sit outside because it was warm, but it was still very nice. All right, now we just take our scissors, as we always do, and we cut around the edge. For those of you already all know, but I canceled classes for June. I just had so much going on, but we will be getting back in the groove in July. I've already pretty much got the card ideas laid out. I just have to get the work done. All right, there we go. There's our card. Like I say, it doesn't take long once you get the die cutting done. So here's the one we just did today. Here's the one I made for a sample, and I used a different embellishment. So I hope you like the card. I think it's kind of cute and fun, and can very easily be used for several occasions. And it can be a masculine or a feminine depending on how you make it. So that's it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you could do that. If you want any product or information, here's all my online information. Have a great day or evening whenever you're watching this, and God bless each and every one of you. Bye-bye.